When we're talking hyper touring, there's one bike that can't be missed. The KTM 1290 Super Duke GT. The power of the beast flows through its veins, but it presents itself fit for touring and ready for your next journey. But this may be the final version of this Super Duke GT generation. Photographers have already spotted the first prototypes of a 2024 GT, which suggests that this may be our last tango with the current touring beast. The finale is big, however, because the 2022 model has been given a major facelift. But is it enough against the Aprilia Tuono V4, Kawasaki Ninja H2S XC and Suzuki Hayabusa? KTM motorbikes are generally known for their extensive electronic equipment, even if this can often only be found at an additional price. The same applies to the 1290 Super Duke GT, but one of the highlights is fitted straight from factory. The new 7" color TFT display comes from the current Super Adventure S and offers a new display as well as turn-by-turn navigation and important information such as tire pressure and current oil temperature. Otherwise, thanks to the 6-axle EMU, the safety features are dependent on the lean angle, while other features such as hill hold control or the engine drag torque control can be ordered additionally via power parts. This also applies to the Quickshifter Plus, which we strongly recommend. The engine deserves it. Talking about the engine, long life the LC8. The KTM V2 has been thrilling us for almost 20 years, and in 2022 it is better than ever. The 1310cc V2 produces a whopping 175 horsepower at 750 revolutions per minute and 141 Nm of torque at 7 revolutions per minute. From mid-range revs, the power unit wakes up and has only one goal: to reach the horizon as quickly as possible. Below 2500 revs, however, the KTM is unfortunately a bit bitchy and demands the next lower gear. Annoying when you want to chug quietly through towns or blast out of a hairpin bend in the wrong gear. Nevertheless, the engine of the 1290 Super Duke GT is convincing, because the vibrations are kept within limits on long motorway stages. Thanks to various riding modes and sophisticated electronics, the performance remains predictable, and when the targeted cornering paradise is reached, the LC8 blows to attack. Fuel consumption is also crucial. Who wants to stop every few kilometers to refuel? Fortunately, in the case of the KTM, we can give the all clear. With a tank capacity of 23 liters, the 1290 Super Duke GT can carry quite a bit of fuel, of which the engine in relation to its displacement does not even drink too much. On our tour through Austria last year, we were able to achieve a consumption of just under 6 liters by 100 kilometers, which gives a theoretical range of just under 400 kilometers. In the KTM road segment, the GT can certainly be described as the all-rounder par excellence. Although the semi-active WP Apex suspension is relatively firmly tuned in every mode, it still offers enough residual comfort and sovereignty to make long day trips possible in a relaxed manner. Wind protection is good. After all, the windshield can be easily adjusted even while riding. Ergonomically too, almost all riders will feel comfortable on it. Only the seat height of 835 mm is a bit high. But when the side panniers are removed and it's all about pure riding pleasure, the 1290 Super Duke GT becomes a purebred sports bike. In sport riding mode, the electronics unleash full power, tighten the suspension and lower the traction controls. The wide handlebar turns into a lever that precisely directs the front wheel to the selected apex. At higher speeds it does not have the stability of its competitors, but that fits and defines the character of the Super Duke GT. Here's what one of my colleagues thinks about the GT.
It's always the same. I haven't ridden the 1290 GT for a while, look at it and come to the conclusion that I don't want it because of its quirky looks. Then I get on it, ride it, get off it and come to the conclusion that I absolutely want it despite its looks. For me, the GT is a motorbike that carries the quintessence of the motorbike. A motorbike whose engine is after all the most important thing about the thing. It never ceases to amaze me how fun and controllable this huge V2 engine is. The noticeable jerking below 2500 revolutions per minute can be annoying, and for a tourer this is really quite a no-go. But out of town you are quickly happy again. Of course, the engine alone does not make a good motorbike. The wonderful control over the wide handlebars and the upright seating position contribute enormously to this, and the extensive electronics package reacts precisely but pleasantly late. Typical KTM, everything is geared towards riding fun. The fact that the GT is not as stable at a brisk pace as say the Aprilia Tuono V4 doesn't bother me personally at all. It just makes things more interesting. For me, the KTM is the overall winner of the hyper touring comparison, as it also comes up with touring relevant features such as the height adjustable windshield and a discreetly integrated side pannier holder.
So where does the KTM 1290 Super Duke GT place itself in our comparison? In our comparison, we were able to crystallize two camps. The classic sports tourer in the form of the Kawasaki Ninja H2 SXC and Suzuki Hayabusa versus the crossover sports tourer in the form of the Aprilia Tuono V4 and KTM 1290 Super Duke GT. In this case, the KTM scores points above all with its upright seating position and wide handlebars. This gives the Super Duke GT a clear advantage in tight corners when it comes to handling. It takes less physical effort to move the bike through the compact radius, which saves energy in the long run. Finally, in the 2022 model year, it also benefits from the lighter rims that it has taken over from the Super Duke R naked bike. The KTM 1290 Super Duke GT clearly focuses on the term sport in sport touring, but can also convince with its long-distance qualities. The right steps were taken among other things with the new TFT display to modernize it without losing the brutal character. If you are looking for a true all-rounder and don't mind the looks, you can't go wrong with the KTM 1290 Super Duke GT.